Welcome back to Zandvoort in Holland for round 8 of the Toyo Tires Porsche Championship with Webb Heads, and we're on board with J.M. Littman, who's forced his way through past Cliff Graham. Some very physical racing out there today, and J.M. clearly taking no prisoners. Jonathan Greensmith passed here, and he's got a problem. It looks like the ex-Mazda champion is going to have to nurse the car back into the pit lane. Cliff Graham now with the attention of Steve Boyles. So J.M. Littman very clearly on a mission. Oh, there's a spin! Now, was there contact there between Arjo Josh and Will Sharp? I'm not sure. Arjo's still facing the wrong way. A very worrying place to be for Arjo Josh. That is one of the scariest things in motor racing, facing head on a pack coming down on you at full tilt. So Arjo, who's running very, very well indeed there in third place, has lost that. This is the view from Steve Boyles, now trying to close on Cliff Graham. So Steve Boyles now 5th, Cliff Graham 4th, J.M. Littman ahead of him in third place. So J.M.'s on for a podium in the reverse grid, which is going to be good. Boyles looks up the inside. It's Nick Hull down behind them. I'm wondering how far back Arjo is, or whether he's gone into the pit lane to perhaps extricate some gravel that might be in the car. On board with David Jones. Oh, a little bit of a moment off there for Clive Morrison. Jones comes out in sympathy. Round the outside goes Simon Hawksley. Well, you can see some. It's been a long, tiring weekend for the drivers. So I think they'll have earned a little rest after everything that's gone in. Anthony Mekvinsky running well. Anthony hoping to get a podium here as we go back on board with Steve Boyles. Steve still trying to work towards a podium. This at the moment 5th position will be, it's actually the lowest that he's finished so far this season. That was round 2 in our weekend at Rockingham, but still very good healthy points being picked up by Boyles at the moment. Normally a podium regular. So Boyles closing in on Cliff Graham, who we said at the start of the programme having his first meeting of the year, non-finish for him. He had a spin in race 2, was running very strongly after making his way through the field, but ultimately dropping down a tad down the order into 8th place. But now running in 4th, coming under pressure from Steve Boyles. J.M. Littman ahead of them, trying to close down on Will Sharp. Sharp at the moment the quicker of the two drivers, so I'm not sure whether J.M. is going to be able to close him down as we head towards the closing stages. Cliff Graham, managing director of a corrugated cardboard box company. So you could say that one is the cardboard Boxster. We'll avoid the puns as we go back to the 924s. Clive Morrison chasing Anthony Mekvinsky for position there. Alistair Kirkham and Simon Hawksley up ahead as we still continue to focus on the scrap for 4th place. Cliff Graham there. Steve Boyles is down behind him, and up ahead of them J.M. Littman, building a little bit of a lead over the pair, on his way to a 3rd podium of the weekend if he can hang on for it. Will Sharp still running in 2nd place, but this battle for 4th really does catch the eye. I think at the moment the 3rd place car starting to pull away from them just a little bit. Still Richard Styron. To put into perspective, Richard Styron's pace in this one, fastest lap of 2 minutes 007. And Will Sharp, the 2nd fastest driver on the circuit, 2 minutes 2.303, so 2.5 quicker. On his best lap is Richard Styron, but back on board with Steve Boyles, who's lapping 2 minutes 2.6, and Cliff Graham's best lap time 2 minutes 2.3. Wide line there from the 4th place car, and Steve Boyles still picking up some useful points, even if it is 5th position in the race. Cars head down the straight from turn 14 into 15 towards the S's. Club corner where the club circuit rejoins the main international circuit here at Zandvoort. Then into the S curves, round into Kumo corner, and then the lap finishes back at the S curves. Through goes Stephen Potts. With behind Stephen Potts, Jonathan Greensmith. So Jonathan, I think, is going to be disappointed overall with his weekend. Cracking drive in race number 2. On board with David Jones, who gets passed by Philip Waters. Through 2 as well goes Clive Morrison, and Morrison goes past Philip Waters as well. David Jones returns the compliment and goes through. There is Arjo Josh after his spin earlier on, has managed to keep ahead of Mark McKenzie. So Arjo having a pretty good run of things at the moment. Mark McKenzie keeping him honest though. Mark McKenzie in the 69 car, owner of McKenzie Hotels. Made his debut in 2010 in the 924s and moved up, but going back to Steve Potts and Nick Hull, who resumed the battle that they had in race number 1. They were in separate battles in race 2. Potts the chaser once again. Potts got the better of him to take 6th position in race 1. Can he hang on to that again? Jonathan Greensmith down behind them. Let's have a look at the lap times. Potts at the moment 2:03.5, so slightly the quicker driver, but Nick Hull holding sway and looking as if he might be on for a 7th position here, which would jointly be his best finish of the season. 7th in race number 1, his best finish of the season so far. So Nick, I don't think, will be too disappointed with that here at Zandvoort. Looks like he's got the measure at the moment of Steve Potts. Now J.M. Littman, the car going through shot, is 3rd in the race at the moment. Momentarily back with Potts leading Hull battle, and then down behind them Arjo Josh, who's running well. Arjo running a little bit quicker than these cars, so possible that he might make up a couple more places. Certainly I think he's going to make up ground as we head into the closing stages of this race. Across the line they go. So 7th position, Nick Hull at the moment. Potts closes up as they come down into Tarzan corner. Looks at the inside line here. It's a wide line in from Nick Hull, but he gets across, grabs the apex, and that's going to force Stephen Potts to go a little bit wider. I think possibly he might have lost a little bit of ground as a result of that. Here they come into Hugenholtz, and this 180-degree corner and a lovely climb out of it. Almost like the part of the circuit at Brands Hatch where you climb out of Surtees and go onto the Grand Prix loop at Brands. I think it's fair to say this particular Zandvoort circuit a little bit more technical, as Cliff Graham goes through on the inside of Bernie Printy, followed by Steve Boyle. So Bernie finds himself a lap down. He'll be pleased, I think, to come away with 3 finishes, having not managed to set qualifying time, the car being rebuilt. And as you will know, the car was rebuilt and ready 5 minutes to go before the first race of the weekend, and Steve Potts having a very good go here at Nick Hull. Side by side they go. Potts in black 25 tries his hardest, but Nick Hull gets a slightly better run out of the corner and hangs on to it. Now the scrapping pair being caught by Arjo Josh. So Nick Hull at the moment in 6th position as we go back to 4th place with Cliff Graham. Cliff not lost too much ground on J.M. Littman at the moment, who's ahead of him, and Steve Boyles hasn't been able to do anything about the car in front, and nobody has been able to do anything at all about Richard Styron. Remember, started at the very back of the Boxsters and came through to 2nd place by the end of lap 1 to then take the lead from Will Sharp on lap 2. And it's going to be win number 7 of the year. Here comes Richard Styron in the Logson Group car, who make it all possible for him. He crosses the line to take the win. It's Will Sharp, who looks equally delighted with 2nd place. 3rd place, I think, is going to go to J.M. Littman. Back we go to the battle with Nick Hull. Now, where is Arjo Josh? Has Arjo managed to get past? Let's have a look. Or has there been some argy-bargy? No, he hasn't. I think Arjo's the car in front. He's just out of shot at the moment. Yes, he is. Arjo Josh has made it through to 6th. Nick Hull will take 7th place ahead of Steve Potts. Here they come across the line. What a cracking weekend's racing. I know all the drivers again wanted us to thank Stena Lines for their part in getting the drivers over here to Holland. Here comes Alistair Kirkham, who's going to take a second win of the weekend. Fastest lapping class is going to go to Simon Hawksley, who's running second. It's going to be a class win for Julian Brown, just ahead of them. Julian Brown and Rebecca Jackson taking first and second in the productions, but Richard Styron goes away with the overall lap record, 3 fastest laps and a 3rd pole position of the year and 3 wins. Richard Styron the winner, 5.6 seconds clear this time of Will Sharp. J.M. Littman in 3rd, a hard-fought podium for him. Cliff Graham in 4th from Steve Boyles and Arjo Josh in 6th. Alistair Kirkham's second win of the weekend in the 924s from Simon Hawksley and Clive Morrison. Julian Brown this time takes the production win ahead of Rebecca Jackson. Richard Styron leads the championship, clear of Will Sharp in second with Steve Boyles 3rd and Jonathan Greensmith 4th from Arjo Josh and Adam Croft in 6th position. In the 924, Simon Hawksley 1 point clear of Alistair Kirkham with Clive Morrison in 3rd. Then it's Julian Brown in the productions, leading from Rebecca Jackson by a single point with Bernie Printy in 3rd. Join us next time when we're back in England at Snetterton.